Michigan's attorney general, as well as numerous county prosecutors, have said they will not enforce that 1931 abortion ban should the Supreme Court follow through in overturning Roe v. Wade. In fact, in a joint statement last month, 7 of Michigan's county prosecutors wrote, quote, "We are reassuring our communities that we support a woman's right to choose and every person's right to reproductive freedom," end quote. "We believe those laws are in conflict," it goes on, "with the oath we took to support the United States and Michigan constitutions. We cannot and will not support criminalizing reproductive freedom. Instead, we will continue to dedicate our limited resources toward the prosecution of serious crimes and the pursuit of justice for all." Prosecutor in Michigan's largest county, as we said, Wayne County, where Detroit is located, signed on to that statement last month. Wayne County Prosecutor Kim Worthy reiterated her stance this week, saying she will not enforce the state's 1931 abortion ban if Roe is overturned. Prosecutor Worthy joins us right now. Thank you for taking time to be with us tonight. Let me ask you about this. You and your fellow prosecutors in Michigan issued this statement last month, well before anybody thought there was a draft opinion that was going to be leaked. Why did you feel it necessary to do it then as opposed to wait for a Supreme Court decision on Roe v. Wade?
Well, for many reasons, but the main reason is because our governor is so invested in this issue, and we wanted to make sure that she understood that the 6 of us would certainly support her position in every way in this matter.
You have publicly declared your support for Roe v. Wade. You've pledged that you won't prosecute doctors and people who work at clinics for performing abortions if the law comes back into place, if Roe v. Wade is struck down and your anti-abortion law in Michigan now takes precedence. Are you concerned that Michiganders, even those within Wayne County, could be investigated or arrested if that law, that 1931 law, comes back to life in Michigan?
Well, I would hope not, because I have the criminal jurisdiction in Wayne County. Now, I can't speak about how other prosecutors in other counties that are not one of the 6 of us would do. But again, this is a very restrictive law, as Nicole said, and you can face up to either a patient, a doctor, a nurse, a health provider, can face up to 4 years in prison under the current law that's almost a century old, as you said. And also, it does not give any provision or exemption for victims of rape and incest. And as someone who has peered into the eyes for years, hundreds and hundreds of victims of rape and incest, I cannot believe that people want to enter into their trauma and try to dictate their lives as well. So in Wayne County, that will not be the case. And I'm going to do everything that I can to support the victims that will possibly be here. But again, I support the Attorney General, the governor, and I really want to make sure that this is, and I will have all my limited resources to make sure that this law is repealed.
Let me ask you, because I got you here, and I think it would help our viewers understand, how would you handle the possibility, for instance, that people from counties where prosecutors are prepared to enforce this 90-year-old law will come to Wayne County seeking the procedure without repercussion, and yet somehow is there some way in which they or the providers or someone would face legal action in their home county, or if somebody lives somewhere else? How does that work?
No, if the procedure is done here in Wayne County, and we are one of the, I believe, 13 counties that have these abortion clinics, then we would have total jurisdiction over that because the act would have taken place here in Wayne County. So I can't imagine any scenario where when they go back to their respective counties, if that is not the feeling of the prosecutor there, that they would be in any trouble at all. I just can't imagine any such scenario.
The Attorney General in your state, Dana Nessel, is up for re-election this year. Tell me what happens if her opponent, who is campaigning on this, very strongly anti-abortion, decides that he will prosecute those who have abortions. How does the state's position, how does that work in Wayne County? Somebody gets an abortion in Wayne County, that's your jurisdiction, but the state Attorney General may not ultimately be on your side of this.
Well, at least one of the candidates, the candidates that the Republicans chose, has said that he would enforce that. But again, I can't imagine anyone coming into this county and doing such a thing, but it is possible because they do have some jurisdiction over across the entire state. But again, that makes it even more of a clarion call for those citizens in the state of Michigan. And again, our poll numbers are basically the same as the ones across this country. 70% of Michiganders do not agree that Roe v. Wade should be overturned. So again, it is up to us to get out there and not even want to face that possibility that could happen and make sure that Dana Nessel is reelected, because we can trust her. We know that she has fully said that she would not support any kind of.
So you're making an interesting point here, and that is that you are a prosecutor. You have jurisdiction where you have jurisdiction, but ultimately it's limited. This still the long-term solution for this problem is ultimately going to need to be political.
Politics is everything, and that's certainly the case in this case. It has been so politicized that that's really the only answer at this particular point in time. We simply cannot have a situation where people have controls of parts of women's bodies, that they have controls over their reproductive rights, and it's just plain ridiculous. So it is political. If this doesn't get people out to vote for candidates that support the way that most Michiganders feel, I don't know what will. I don't want to imagine that scenario. I'm going to remain optimistic that people want to see women have a right to their control over their own bodies and their reproductive rights.
The Wayne County prosecutor, Kim Worthy, we appreciate your time tonight.
Thank you.